Hi there, I'm Dana with wholehealthdana.com, and today I'm going to teach you how to make a zucchini lasagna. The first thing we're going to need to do is saute some vegetables. We need one red onion, and you could use probably a yellow onion if that's all you had. I prefer red, and I'm just going to cut it up into some little dices here, and that's because I've got a food chopper. If you don't have something to chop up your onions, you're going to want to dice these by hand, much smaller than what I have done here. So I've got my food chopper. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut up some mushrooms to put in to saute as well. Completely optional, so if you don't like mushrooms, don't worry about it. And I just cut off the ends of the mushroom. And then I use my egg slicer. So as long as you got some fresh mushrooms that haven't started to get kind of soft and squishy yet, this works out pretty fantastic. So you just slice it like you would slice your egg. Okay, so I have some hot coconut oil that has been heating up on the stovetop here, and we're just going to add the mushrooms and the onions. And we're also going to add 4 or 5 cloves of garlic. So we're just going to stir around our onions, mushrooms, and garlic. And we're going to let these saute for just a little bit and soften up. Okay, so while those are sauteing, there are some prep work that you can be taking care of in this time frame. If you like black olives, you're going to need 1 cup of black olives. If you did not buy sliced, you're going to want to slice those at this juncture. Now you're also going to need 1 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. I use raw cheese. I can buy it in just about any of the natural grocery stores here in town. It looks just like regular cheese. The only difference is it's made with milk that was raw and not pasteurized first. And I've already done that, so I'm not going to show you that process, but you can grate your cheese with the shredding grater on your food processor, or you can use a cheese grater. And then we've got to actually slice our zucchinis for our pasta noodles. I have tried to slice my zucchini really super thin, and it's ridiculous. I was unable to do it. But I found this great little, like a little mandolin slicer. But basically you just want something that has, a little slicing blade like this has right here, and that's very sharp. Mine has adjustable over here on the side, so you can pick how thick they are. I'm picking what appears to be one of the smaller settings, and you're just going to run your zucchini down it. You're going to want to make sure that you have an organic zucchini. Zucchini is one of the genetically modified crops in the United States, and if you're not buying organic, you don't know what you're getting. I would say this is probably, I don't know, maybe 1/8 of an inch thick. You can go a little bit thinner. I would definitely not go any thicker than that. I would say I'm probably going to use 3 medium-sized zucchinis. Okay, so you may have to stop what you're doing in your prep work for a few moments to focus on what's going on in the stovetop here. After your onions and mushrooms are sauteed a bit, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, you're going to add in some ground beef. Yesterday I went ahead and already browned this in order to speed up the process, but normally this would be where you would add your uncooked ground beef in to brown with the rest of your veggies. And we're going to add our dry ingredients at this. So we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of oregano. And we're also going to add in 2 tablespoons of basil. You're going to need 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, and optionally, but it's not that overpowering, 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Alright, so while the ground beef is browning and we've stirred in our dry ingredients, now we're going to want to stir in 3 cups of diced tomatoes. And I'm using 2 cans. These are 14.5-ounce cans. I did go ahead and drain these first. And then you're going to need 6 ounces of organic tomato paste. The tomato paste that I buy is a 7-ounce jar, so we'll just use the entire jar. So just go ahead and mix that all in. So now at this point, I already have the oven preheated at 350 degrees, and we're going to assemble the lasagna. So you're going to take your zucchini lasagna noodles that you have, and you're just going to line your dish. So this is kind of what my first layer looks like. There is a little bit of gap there, but that's all right. And then we're going to add in our meat mixture, and you're just going to put in a layer all across the bottom. Alright, so you can see that's what my first layer is going to look like. And then I'm going to sprinkle some black olives across, and then some of the cheese that I shredded. Then we're going to add our next layer of zucchini pasta noodles. And then add in a second layer of your meat mixture. Put in some black olives. Yum. Add in some more cheese, and you kind of want to divide the cheese up. I've got more than a cup here, you can see, but I'm not using all this. You kind of want to divide your cup of cheese up into kind of thirds. And then we're going to add in one last layer of our zucchini noodles, and then we're going to add in the last of the meat mixture. So this is going to be your top layer, and I'm just going to use what I have left. If you had any olives left, you could throw them on now. And then we're just going to top it with a little bit more of our cheese, and it's ready to bake. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it is completed. And then we're just going to cover it tightly with some aluminum foil and then go throw it in the oven. Okay, so I let that bake for 30 minutes covered with aluminum foil, and then I took the aluminum foil off and baked it for another 10 minutes uncovered. So it looks pretty great right now. Now I should mention that your bake time is going to be directly reflective of how thick your zucchini noodles were sliced, as well as how thick you made your lasagna to begin with. So use the 30 minutes as a start. Just keep monitoring it every 10 minutes, every 5 minutes, until you think you've got the right consistency. Alright, so we've got it on a plate. It's cooled off just a few minutes, and now we'll give it a try. It's so good. And I don't regret adding the mushrooms this time either. The cayenne gives it just a little bit of kick also. So if you'd like to print this recipe off, visit my website at www.wholehealthdana.com. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, check out the links below.